Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is another video where we test an antivirus. So we've tested Bitdefender Total Security 2016. So Bitdefender Total Security 2016 is the full package from Bitdefender, and here are my observations of Bitdefender. So first of all, when it installs really well, and basically when you actually come to your desktop, you have this Bitdefender icon, or um, basically here on the bottom right. It shows you that you're always safe. That's nice because it's a real cool visual way of seeing that everything's okay. It gives you also on the upper right a switch to Defender Safe Bay, which is a sandbox mode where you can actually go to banking sites or buy online, and it really protects you if you're infected, or if there's a possibility that you were infected from someone. It actually prevents people from actually seeing what's happening. This is a total bubble of security that cannot be seen from outside. So it does have a great idea in there that I really like. The fact that you can actually do all your banking and all your online shopping in a browser window that is closed to the world, basically, and that it's like a browser from Bitdefender that goes directly to where you need to go. No junkware really that it asks for, but there are some things that I find really not super cool. The one-click optimizer in Startup Optimizer. Now, you know, more or less useful depending on what you want to do with your computer, but it's integrated in here for sure. But it's not technically, no malware or nothing. It doesn't ask you for anything or to install this or that, or doesn't annoy you with anything, and that's at least the good thing about this. In my test with the EICAR or ICAR test file, well, it's amazing because all of the browsers that I've tested yet have let me save the file on my desktop when I created it, and some would even let me open it. Well, Bitdefender, the file appeared on the desktop and disappeared about 2 seconds later. Bitdefender immediately removed it without even taking the chance for me to click it or see it or anything. It just vanished in a very fast pace, and that is really cool. When I downloaded my file with a malware in it, not a malware, a virus, very important, a virus, not only did it block it, but it also told me, well, I'm going to block this site. It's not good. So it's for that, the protection is amazing. And I think Bitdefender does better at this job than what I've tested yet, but I still have a lot to test, so it's not a definite thing here. Processor doesn't take too much processor. That's not too bad. When I look at the task manager, Bitdefender pretty good at using the least processor possible. It often hovers at 0 when it's doing nothing, and sometimes will hover at maybe 1 or 2%, but rarely more than that. Where it's not as good is the fact that it uses a lot more RAM than all the other antivirus that I've seen. Constantly between 200 and 250 megabytes, regardless if you're scanning or not scanning. So it does use more resource in memory, that's for sure, but it doesn't show much in the CPU usage, I have to say. Now, it doesn't show up in the startup information, but it doesn't seem to really change much the startup of my machine. So when I start a computer, it's practically as fast. It doesn't, maybe a little slower, but not a lot. I didn't see much a difference here. So it seems to be pretty good also for speed at startup of Windows. Computer itself also, speed as well. Speed goes well. But there's a negative side that I'll tell you a little later. The scan folder speed, so I have the 2.3 gigabyte folder which is always the same for all antivirus. It took 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which is pretty much average among the antiviruses that I've selected yet. It has firewall. It has this nice sandbox mode, which is right here, the safe pay, which I love. This is cool because every time you want to do some online shopping, banking, you are much safer than just using a regular browser. It has anti-rootkit, easy to install. Now the problem I've seen with malware, I've downloaded my famous malware program that I know of, and it didn't say anything. It let me download it, and so compared to AVG that told me, look, I'm blocking this and it has these 2 or 3 malware, it did not fare very well on that side, unfortunately. Another bad thing that it is not super good is that it does slow down web browsing a lot. And every time I ask for a page, it was much slower than usual. So, I'm not super interested in having a sluggish internet, so it's kind of sad. It does have these little check marks in front of the web pages that you search for. What's cool is that most antivirus install a tool in the browser to do so. This one has its own tool, and it doesn't need to have an add-on on the browser for it to work. So it works in Edge, which is interesting compared to other antivirus that does not check in Edge because it doesn't have a web presence in the toolbars or something, or extensions of the browsers. But like I said, what I hate is that it does slow down the internet usage, and so for that, it isn't the best antivirus that I've seen. It seems to learn, though. From what I've seen, is it does seem to actually learn from the sites that you visit and slowly get better. But at really the first start of different websites that I ask for, it seems a little sluggish. So good startup time, a little slow internet. It doesn't show all the time. So now you see that when I actually load it, it seems to be faster than it was earlier. Maybe it's the fact that it's learning from the websites that I go to. That could be possible. But you see now it's much faster. It wasn't fast like that earlier. So I guess it might learn basically from the websites that I go to. Apart from that, it's a very full package of all sorts of options. So you have SafePay. You can scan for any flaws in software that you have. It has protections in different modules. So you've got antivirus, web protection, intrusion detection. It has a firewall. It checks for any flaws in your programs. It has an anti-spam, so you can actually have some spam put in the mail folders, for example. Ransomware protection, so trusted applications and blocked applications. Yet, it failed on the malware file that I've downloaded, or actually what I do on each antivirus is download a program that I know the program itself is okay, but always has some bad stuff with it, and which is Cam Studio. And Bitdefender didn't say nothing on Cam Studio. AVG did say something about it, and Avira also told me something. Avira Free told me something about it, and the Bitdefender did not, which is kind of weird. It could at least say, well, this program has known malware or undesirable stuff. So overall, it is a good antivirus. It does seem to work very well. It has a lot of modules, a lot of little things that are interesting. But because of the slowed down internet that I've noticed, and also the fact that it didn't tell me anything about the malware in Cam Studio, I gotta say that I'll give it a score of 7.5 out of 10. So a little less than my 8 out of 10 that I gave AVG Internet Security, which detected everything that I've sent to it. So 7.5, and of course, look at the end of all my antivirus checks. I'll be of course showing and giving first of all the score, the overall score of all the antiviruses, and also I'll give my top 5 antivirus according to the tests that I'm doing right now. If you enjoy my videos, why not subscribe to my channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything you want to know, let us know. And hopefully you enjoy our videos and will continue following us. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the series on antivirus testing.